guys, I'm Alan Zirkle with Mr. Z's Music Lessons, and today we're going to be doing an acoustic guitar tutorial of Reckless Love by Cory Asbury. And there's a link to the chord chart and the original song, and also an acoustic guitar cover of me just playing through the whole song if you want to hear the whole thing, all in the description of the video. So let's just jump into this lesson. So this song is in E-flat standard tuning, so that means you'll have to tune each string down a half step. So for example, this our E string is going to be tuned down to an E flat, the A string down to an A flat, and so on through all of the strings. And we're in 6/8 here, so we'll be counting to 6 for each measure, and the tempo is 83 beats per minute for the dotted quarter note. So let me just show you the chord shapes that we'll need, and then we'll talk about the strumming. So for the E minor chord, we're going to have our first finger on the second fret of the A string, our second finger on the second fret of the D string, third finger on the third fret of the B string, and fourth finger on the third fret of the E string, and we're going to play all the strings. Then for the D chord, we'll have our first finger on the second fret of the G string, second finger on the second fret of the E string, and third finger on the third fret of the B string, and we'll strum from the D string down. And for the C chord, we'll have our first finger on the second fret of the D string, third finger on the third fret of the A string, second finger, sorry, and then third finger on the third fret of the B string, and our fourth finger on the third fret of the E string. And we'll strum from the A string down. Then for the G chord, it's going to be very similar to that. We'll move our first finger up to the A string and our second finger on the third fret of the E string, and we're playing all the strings. Then let me go over the strumming pattern just for the intro. So on each one of these chords, we're going to be playing this kind of like dotted eighth note pattern. So we'll go down, up for each chord. So the E minor will sound like. Then the D. Then the C. Then the G. We're going to play a little bit different pattern. We'll play down, up, down, up, down, up. So let me play through this intro just one time. You'll play it twice. So that's what that intro sounds like. Then that brings us to verse 1. And for verse 1, we're going to play basically the same pattern that we just played on that G chord, the same strumming pattern. We're going to play that pattern for all these chords. So for the E minor, we'll play that strumming pattern once. For the D, we'll play it once. And then for the C, we'll play that strumming pattern 2 times. So let me show you what I mean, starting with E minor. So you'll play that progression basically like 4 times, and that'll get you all the way through verse 1. And verse 2 is also the exact same thing, so we don't really need to go over that. So that gets you through both the verses. For the chorus, we're going to play the same chords that we played on the intro, but our strumming pattern is going to be a little bit different. So let me just go over this strumming pattern with you real quick. So I'm going to start with the E minor chord, and our strumming pattern is going to be down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So it'll sound like. We're going to do that for each one of these chords. So I'll just play through this a little bit of the chorus for you so you can hear what it sounds like. And then whenever you have the instrumental right after that chorus, it's just the same thing again. So just keep playing that same pattern, and that'll get you through the chorus and also all the instrumentals. And that brings us to the bridge. For this part, whenever the bridge is soft, I would just strum each one of these chords one time. And then as the bridge builds, then I would go ahead and do the strumming that we did on the chorus, that down, down, up, over and over again, where you have. So you just kind of switch between those two styles of strumming for the bridge. And also during the bridge, there's this kind of acoustic lead riff going on. And this part, I believe, is multiple guitars playing this, but you can kind of get close to how it sounds with just one guitar. I'll show you sort of a way you can play this. So I'm going to bar my first finger across the G, B, and E string, and then I'm going to play the B string 3 times. Then I'm going to play the E string, the B string, and the G string. So it'll sound like, and we're just going to repeat that a bunch of times. So that's not exactly how they play it on the album, since it's multiple guitars, but it does sound pretty close and should work in a live situation. So guys, that's it for this lesson. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comment section, and I'll see you guys soon.